Well, it's a bit damp and dark. I had a wee bit of relapse of the cold again last night, so went to bed. I'm going to take it easy this week. A couple of wee jobs to do in the Morris, electrical jobs, like move the rev counter, and I'm going to wash the outside it. I'm just going to take it easy because I'm feeling a wee bit under the weather. The channels took off again. We've got 12,000 views this week, and that's no bad. But really need to get out and about and do more car shows. The drive about in Mustang did very well. A couple of thousand views in total with all the shots. So it's quite difficult to get the reach. But I've recently changed my location to Glasgow, and then that seems to have got away the Uzbekistan and the Czech Republic and all the weird countries. But that's a funny thing, they were actually liking the stuff. So that's maybe why my views have dropped. Maybe it was better taking the location away again. Just letting the internet just fall where it falls. Anyway, speak to you soon, so maybe have a wee video of the Morris. So this is my Mach 1 model. It's like white and I just plastic dipped it so that it would be like my one. These are the door cards that I don't have in mine, I've got the reproduction ones. They're quite a good model, Sunstar. Let's even get the bonnet pins on it. 4V, mine's only a 2V. And this was when trenched in my childhood because there was one in Burnt Island, which I later found out was the Bay City Roller, Les McCune one. I think show people got it at Cadonas because it had gold horses and all that written in the side with metal flake. It was all airbrushed. It was a really nice car. It's believed to be last seen in Kilmarnock in a unit, somebody's garage somewhere. Hopefully it's still good underneath and it'll see the light of day one time because it's a bit Scottish history. This is a Coyote. It's a bit sad the British ones don't have body kits and louvers and stuff like that, you know, they're just bare like that. That was the way I bought mine. I put the louvers in. I see that it's got a different grille. But there you are, the 19-inch wheels and all that crazy, 275 by 19, what a mental size. And there you are, so there's Mustangs, the history of the Mustang. And of course, there's my wee Triumph I had 2003. I did the British Racing Green one, a lot of fun with this. But the funny thing was, it was the only open top car I've ever had that doesn't like to heat, because it used to overheat in traffic. And of course, we're moving along to the Triumph 2000. This is a Palatoy one. I used to have this in the nursery school, one like this, but they wouldn't put batteries in it and it didn't work. So I've got one in the case that actually works and it plays Z-Car. It's got a wee record player and then it plays Z-Car, kind of quotations from the Z-Car thing. This is a Triumph. And Z-Car TV programme was called Z-Cars because there were Ford Zephyrs. There you go, AAR Cuda. And if you watched that film Phantasm, they've got one. And we're back to 69. This is the John Wick style Mustang. This is a remote control car. These were quite good because the louvers had the hinge. You could get underneath the window to clean it. But there you go. That's my collection. You know what a Charger is. There's no point talking about that. And the modern Challenger. That's just a Mercedes E-Class underneath. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my wee Mustang video. I'm going to talk about Mustangs. This is my Coyote Mustang 2015, 5 litre, 435 horsepower. Karen and I went down to Alexander Parade in Glasgow to look at one, and they wanted 10 grand deposit and £300 a month for just a 2.3 turbo. So I said one day we would get one. These are excellent value, very practical cars. The Mustang's an icon and it's been ruined by electric 4-door thing. With a couple of young guys and their parents went by the house and they were pointing at this Mustang and pointing at the
the old Mustang. So there's some interesting in young people, and they were 10-year-old, which is the ideal age for you to start in cars. I remember when I was 10 years old, I used to see my friend Jav's Mustangs in Pendicle Road in Bearsden, or that kind of area in Bearsden, and when I was later older, I used to cycle up and then try and get a look in. He later became a friend, and I joined a car club. But it kind of starts when you're 10 years old. So, are we going to be the last generation to enjoy cars? Because insurance companies have got it sorted at their $3,000. They've got them all kidded on to thinking that they're going to have a bus pass, but a bus pass is slavery. That just means you've got to take a low-paid job near the house. And young people don't have the chance to move to another area unless they join the Army, Navy or RAF. It's strange times. I'm getting to the end of my life now. I've only got maybe 10 years left and I'll probably be in a wheelchair in a care home or something like that. So I'm going to make sure that I enjoy every single bit of it. I've got fond memories of Mustangs. They used to sell them in Pollockshaws Road, and they sold the 78 Fox body there. They used to sell the Mustang 2, the Charlie's Angel shape, but it was only in saloon form because that was after all the fuss with the Ford Pinto and the Mustang hatch bursting into flames when the tail got hit because it didn't have a flexible fuel pipe, whereas the Capris and the Cortinas here did. And just to save a few pennies, they put a welded in pipe, which was right next to the electrical cable. The saloon didn't have that problem, so they only sold the saloon. And in those days, they were right-hand drive, and they had a bicycle chain underneath the dash, and it used to join. It used to join on the steering box, which is over on the left side, and the bicycle chain running all the way through it. I even saw a couple of AMC Gremlins and things like that back when I was young, done in right-hand drive. I'd love to get an AMC Gremlin, my 404 V8 in it. That would be an interesting car to have. I've never owned an AMC. AMC is a kind of pure poster child. It's kind of like America's British Leyland. And there's an interest in them, and there should be more of them, because it's a cheap way of getting into American cars. But the problem with the AMC is people don't know a lot about them, and it's a mishmash of Ford and General Motors parts that's in them. They used to buy in stuff like steering boxes and brakes and ignition modules from different manufacturers to keep the cost down rather than make their own. And that engine, the straight six AMC engine, it ran all the way into Jeep right in the 1990s. Fantastic engine, 4 litre. It's probably the only straight six American engine that I like. So there you go, Mustang. I'm going to go into Morrison's now, and I need to get wash shampoo. I'm trying not to get off my game, because we'll go into the shop, and you know how it is. You buy stuff, and then the thing you went in for you forget. So anyway, that's just a wee. There's my collar sticking up. That'll be brilliant. Here you are. So the watch is just for the collar sticking up. Anyway, remember to like and subscribe. Mr. H Classic Cars for car content. Speak to you soon.